Ladies and gentlemen of these nuts, lend me your ears. I am very thankful, flattered, and appreciative of being elected mayor of your fine metropolis. However, I cannot serve you. The servers are full, and there's a queue. So, if you wish to effect change and speed up the process of democracy, I highly encourage you to do research on the candidates for the system administrator position. They are the people who are working hard to make democracy fast, effective, smooth, and democratic for us all, including me. So, in conclusion, do research on those running for system administrator, and I look forward to my term, assuming I get my spot in line. Thank you, and good night. Okay, 5 years later almost, and he's still mad, right? I'm not mad in the way that the beginning of the video may have made it seem. Simcity 2013 actually bends my brain in weird ways, so I'm not mad that... I'm just not mad, you know? I'm just perplexed. It's like... It's a weird thing. It's hard to explain, but I'm gonna try it anyway. So let's go ahead and get the good things out of the way first. The best thing about the new SimCity is the agent simulation system. That's been a highly divisive thing among city builders for the past few years now. Now that we have computers powerful enough to even be able to do them. But I like them. They are indeed a lot more accurate. And they look better on the screen, so... I mean, I'll take it. I've been a big fan of the agent-based system, actually, since 2013 came out, you know? SimCity 2013 introduced me to the agent system, and from then on, I kind of felt like everybody else had to have it. That was the way moving forward for city simulation. And actually, this is a point of contention, too. But I also like the fact that all utilities follow the road lines. It's actually pretty realistic. It would have been nice to have the option to deviate to where you can maybe put down a dirt road and still have municipal, water support out across the river or something, or like an unincorporated area or whatever. But for the most part, I like the fact that all agents follow the road. Garbage trucks, water, electricity, people, obviously. The third main thing that was awesome about it was the module system. That little built-in expandability utility thing that you can use to expand the power plants. Because one thing I never liked with the older SimCities is having to pepper my city with all kinds of power plants. I always was a big fan of the central design. So having expandability for, all your city buildings and a few rewards buildings too is actually quite an awesome thing, I gotta say. I also like the fact that it's the first SimCity to support true elevated roads, not just an elevated road piece, but you can hit an arrow key or a page up key and be able to go above another road type thing. Full 3D simulation. Not the first SimCity to do full 3D, but they do it the best on this one. And trading in neighborly stuff is pretty cool when it works right. So yeah, that's about the good stuff right there. Now, we're going into brain-bending territory with the bad stuff. Now, let me get this straight. Most of the bad stuff does not revolve around Maxis game design. They did a pretty good job with this game. Like I said in the other video, they did a good job of maintaining the core gameplay. But it kind of feels like somebody at EA kind of slammed through the boardroom one day and they were like, "Alright guys, listen up. I'm proud of the development that has been going on so far. I like the fact that I can plan, build, and manage a city. Very good gameplay elements in a game called Simcity, if I do say so myself. But don't ask who or why, but somebody wants mandatory online play. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know who. All I gotta say is Mr. Wilson wants mandatory online play. He came into the office, thrusted his hands on the table like this, and he said, "Make it online." And by God, that's what we're gonna do. So, I only have that element to add, and then the game will be ready for release. Like corporate meddling from EA, it feels right when you think critically about the entire ordeal. The first bit I don't like, actually, is the mandatory online gameplay. Now, of course, they did put out a patch, the 7th patch, that kind of patches out the mandatory gameplay. Now you can run a local version of the server and play locally without having to get on the internet. Which, I mean, come on, seriously? A city builder in which you have to get on the internet? What is that all about? At least make it a compelling reason outside of trading resources to get on the internet. I would have done it like SimCity 2000 Network Edition, where everybody had to buy up land. It would have been a land rush. You imagine how awesome that would have been? You have 8 people on a server, cooperating and competing for land and resources. It would have been fantastic, but no, that didn't happen. Actually, server-based gameplay is the meat of a lot of the problems that I have with this game. Like, for real. There's, on top of the whole mandatory server-based, it introduces a whole chimera of problems that other people have done in the past, have explained in the past, and actually it's gotten worse. It hasn't gotten better with games like The Division, where everything stat-related and progress-related is stored on a server. There were times when the queue time was long. Or the fact that there was a queue time, that's right. Not only would servers go down regularly, but there was actually a queue time to play the game. Seriously? You had to wait to be the mayor? What's up with that, man? What is up with that? But again, most of these issues got resolved by patch number 7 whenever they patched out the mandatory need to be online to mayor a city. And as of 2017, all SimCity servers are closed, so now online play doesn't even happen anymore, which is, I guess nobody's really missing it, because the last time I went onto the SimCity subreddit, they were all talking about SimCity 4 for the most part. Another huge game design flaw is the map size. Imagine, you get a new entry into the main SimCity franchise. You get to be able to build elevated roads, curved roads. They have a new lot system that, switches stuff around so that curved roads are not only a thing, but they look organic. But the map size is so small that you don't want to use curved roads because then your city takes up more space than it needs to. That's right. Whenever you go look up a city online, usually, if the player cares about numbers, usually the city is in a grid, and for a very specific reason. The grid is the most space-efficient shape. That's why they're still used to this day. So most people's cities look like a giant collection of blocks, and staggered blocks at that, because I guess the traffic AI has some things where a three-way intersection is always better than a four-way intersection, which I guess it kind of works that way in real life too. But yeah, you have this ultra small plot of land and you can't add on. So yes, solid game, bad business practices. But what if we made a game that's exactly the same but has worse business practices? Ladies and gentlemen, that is what SimCity Build It for mobile is. It's pretty much exactly like SimCity 2013, but it's for mobile, so it comes with all those crappy mobile business practices paying to win. Preying on your lack of patience on a cell phone game. Just this mere mention alone is more notoriety than it deserves, but it only came out a couple of years ago, so they're still doing things effectively. Although, yeah, but anyway, that's the new SimCity. I really don't have faith in the franchise. However, Colossal Games stepped up and did a solid version of what SimCity should have been. Called City Skylines if you're not watching the video. So, pick that game up instead. You can find it on sale all the time now. It's got some good DLC bundles too. You catch all that on sale, it would be a great game.